Quick question. Have you ever felt like you were putting in the effort and doing all the personal growth stuff, but you're still not getting anywhere?
Like you're reading all the books and you're listening to the voices that inspire you. Hell, maybe you're even journaling or setting up your goals, and yet something still just feels off.
Yeah, if that's you, you're not alone. It's definitely been us too. And if you're here listening to this, we want you to know that you're part of this thing, this coin thing. You're not on the outside looking in.
This isn't a podcast where we pretend to have it all figured out. We're still working the coin process ourselves in real time, right now.
Yeah, and what we've been noticing lately, and what we want to talk about today, is how coin isn't just a framework we use. It's kind of always running underneath everything, even before we had a name for it.
So today's episode is really just us reflecting, like out loud, about how coin shows up in real life, how it connects to all these other programs and these other thought leaders, and how we're still learning what it means to live it, not simply just talk about it.
So if you've ever felt stuck in the middle of your own growth, like something's missing from all the advice out there, this conversation might help make some sense of that.
Let's pull it apart. Let's dig in.
Welcome to the Nature of Everything podcast with Bo and Clint, where we deep dive into the world of personal development through coin. Confirm it, own it, be intentional, and change the nature of everything.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Nature of Everything podcast. I am Bo.
And I am Clint. And you know what? We're glad you're here. Whether this is your first time or if you've been walking with us for a while, hey, welcome back. We're glad to see you.
Yeah, today is one of those press record and talk about what's real kind of episodes. Not super scripted, just us kind of processing what coin really is and how we're really still learning to live it every day.
Right. So understand, we are in no way above the process. Like, we're in the process. We're still coining, still making sense of it. And we're realizing more and more just how much this framework shows up in practically everything.
Yeah, and we want to invite you to stay connected. Come find us on social media. Just search Coin Your Life. We'd love to hear from you on there.
Also, if you haven't grabbed the book yet, it's out now. It's called Confirm It, Own It, Be Intentional, and Change the Nature of Everything in Your Life. And you can find it at coinyourlife.com.
That's a really bold promise, but let us assure you that we're no cult. I mean, if we were, we'd have an awesome playlist and probably some cool lanyards and something.
Absolutely. But you know what? Let's get into it.
All right. So we've been having this conversation off the mic, and really it just keeps coming back to one thing. The more that we live with coin and practice coin, the more we're realizing that we're still learning what it even is.
Yeah, and we say it's a framework, and don't get me wrong, it is. But lately, it's felt more like an operating system. It's not simply something that you apply to your life. It's that thing that should always be running in the background within your life.
Yeah, every time we go through something like a hard conversation, or we have a big decision, or just a random Monday spiral, it's like, oh, we're coining again, and sometimes badly, sometimes it's awesome, but we're in the process.
And the wild part is we keep finding new depth in it, not because coin is somehow magical or fancy, but because the truth behind it is it's just simply universal. And it's not something elite or some hidden knowledge kind of secret squirrel stuff. It's real stuff. Most of us just never slow down to really name it and consider it and be part of it.
Yeah, there's nothing proprietary about confirming what's real, owning your part, and acting with intention. Like, that's human. That's everyone. But it turns out that when you give it a simple acronym, it kind of saves your life.
Well, I mean, that's dramatic, but yeah, I mean, yes, I agree. Like, it keeps you on track because life is loud and it's complicated and it's full of distractions. And coin is like that anchor you can come back to. And there's really just the three things, and that's it.
Yeah, the three things: confirm it, own it, and be intentional. That's it. Until you actually get to where you're trying to go. And what's interesting is that half the time people are already doing it. They just don't realize it. And they get stuck mid-process and they think that they failed and they give up.
Sure, which is part of what we're actually unpacking today. This realization that coin isn't just something to teach and to talk about. It's something to actually be aware of and notice, because when you start noticing it, whatever that it is, then you start finishing it as well.
Yeah, and you know what? I really want to talk about some of the people who've inspired us because there are a lot of them,
Sure.
and kind of talk about how coin is a complement to so many awesome thought leaders that are out there.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we've both read the books, like we've done the programs, we've initiated and followed, plenty of plans. Tony Robbins, Brene Brown, Mel Robbins, James Clear, Dave Ramsey, Ron Holiday, like the list is huge. I mean, it's a long list, a litany of people. You know what? And honestly, like they're doing amazing, outstanding work.
Yeah, and we're fans. We're huge fans. I mean, they say things that make you sit up straight, and they point out something powerful, a gap in your life. And you think like, wow, that's true. Like, I want that.
But what we've realized is that seeing the gap doesn't mean you necessarily know how to cross and or close that gap. And that's where so many of us start waning and fall off, not because we're lazy or we're broken, but simply like it's because we haven't coined it yet.
Yeah, we hadn't slowed down to confirm what was actually true for us. We didn't own our part in how we got there, and we sure weren't moving with intention. I mean, we were just trying to copy their finish line.
Yeah, and understand that's not a flaw in their programs. It's just that many programs assume you've already done that inner work, but honestly, most people haven't. And really, that's the hard work.
Yeah, so we end up frustrated and we think like that we failed, or worse, that we think that we're the problem, when really we just skipped a step. Skip the step where you pause and you do the coin work first. And honestly, throughout the whole process, really of any program or any thought or idea.
Certainly. And that's why we say coin doesn't replace any of these other ideas. It simply complements them. It works in conjunction. It actually allows these processes and these programs to truly work. It's the thing that helps you use the wisdom that you're gaining, not just simply collect the wisdom, but put it into application.
That's powerful. I mean, it's like all those thought leaders are standing across the river saying like, hey, it's better over here. And I think coin is the process that builds the bridge.
Sure. And exactly, like realistically, without coin, in so many ways, you're just standing there wet and kind of confused, like holding someone else's map, but not knowing how to bridge that.
Yeah, so here's the part where we run the risk of sounding a little out there, but just hang in here with us.
Yeah, we've joked before about not wanting this to sound like we're handing out robes and taking some vow of silence. And seriously, that's not what this is.
Yeah, but there's something that we keep circling back to, and it's this idea that coin is already happening in you, whether you know the acronym or not.
Sure. I mean, let's be honest. You've confirmed plenty of things before. You've taken ownership of lots of things, and you've been intentional, certainly, without a doubt. You've probably even done all three in the same day without really focusing on the fact that you were doing it.
Yeah, and when you don't know that you're coining, that's when things get messy. Because you might get halfway through the process and then life hits. You stop and you forget. And because you don't know how to get back to where you were, like you don't go there.
Yeah. And so you think you have to like completely start over from scratch, like take yourself all the way back to even before when you knew what the problem was. But really, that's just simply not true. You just need to get back into the loop of coin. You need to get back into this framework.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it. You don't need to restart your life. You don't need a whole new identity. You just need a way to return to yourself. And we believe that coin is that way.
And it's not separate from you. Like it works in conjunction. It's actually built into you. It's a reflection of how change is truly working for you and in you. So when we say you are coin and coin is you, we're not being dramatic.
It feels dramatic.
It does. But what we are saying is that this is what it looks like to be human. And this is what it looks like for you as a human to be trying and practicing.
Yeah. And for us, just naming it, sort of organizing it, made it easier to work with, easier to come back to it, and easier to finish things that we started. And that's why this simple acronym matters. It's not magic. It's just memorable. And sometimes that's enough to save your week, or it could save your marriage, or it could save just your sense of direction.
Here's the other piece that really matters. And it might be the thing that makes coin actually work for people. It's the fact that it simply doesn't judge you.
Yeah. Coin doesn't care how long you've been away. It doesn't say, well, you've messed up now and you got to go back to the start. It says like, hey, you're back. Let's pick up one thing and let's keep going.
And that's been huge I'd say for both of us, because there's so much pressure out there all the time from every direction to be productive, to grow faster, and basically to overhaul and fix everything right now all at once.
Yeah, but Coin isn't asking you to fix everything. It's asking you to notice what's real and own your piece of it, and being intentional with doing anything, one thing, that's it.
Yeah, and that really is the crazy part. I mean, that's simply put, that's enough. Because once you do that with that one thing, you start that shift, whether it's slowly or to whatever degree, but it's honest. It's an honest shift. And over time, that truly is what changes everything.
Yeah, there's always going to be noise, a million things pulling at your attention, but Coin brings you back to something simple. It's just those 3 steps, just a rhythm, a reminder of who you are and what matters to you.
And when life gets messy, and obviously it will, Coin doesn't fall apart. It doesn't get old. It doesn't get haggard. It doesn't get tired. It doesn't expire. It's the same framework you can come back to at any age, at any time, with any situation.
I mean, I love it. I mean, it's like, I love it. Like, it grows with you. And that's kind of the point. You'll outgrow some programs, some of these kind of trendy, like, who's the next new awesome thought leader? You'll change your goals. But this Coin process, it's yours. And you can carry it with you as long as you are you.
Sure. And I agree with you. That's what makes it work. Not that it's flashy or trendy or new.
It's not flashy at all.
It's not. But the fact that it's honest and it's simple, it's forgiving, and it's always on go. It's always ready for you whenever you are.
Yeah. So let's break this down with something easy. Let's think about a classic kind of midweek slump. Like maybe you feel off, or maybe you're tired and you catch yourself scrolling through social media instead of doing something that you were supposed to do. Like maybe that's a simple gap. Like here's how Coin would work. Number 1, we would confirm it, the C. You'll notice like, I'm not feeling great. I'm mindlessly scrolling. Well, then you've acknowledged the reality. Again, it's not about like punishment or guilt or anything. It's just the acknowledgement of it. And then 2, you own it. There's no shame or blame. Like you say, like, yeah, this is my moment and this is my decision. That's ownership. I mean, even if you're not doing what you should do, you look at it and you say like, hey, I'm doom scrolling and I wanna. And so you keep doing it. And then number 3, you act with intention. So you make a choice. Maybe you say like, okay, 5 minutes of doom scrolling or fresh air, and then I got to get back to work. Step by step, C, O, and I. Confirm it, own it, and be intentional. Not a massive overhaul. It's just one sort of intentional pivot.
And that's it. I mean, that provides the Coin loop. And even if it takes you hours or, simply minutes, when you come back, you're finishing the cycle. You're completing the Coin process. And eventually those small pivots, those small pivots and shifts in your day, or your week, or maybe even your month. I mean, those are the ones that are the integral steps that build.
Yeah. So let's go look at Coin combined with like other thought leaders, like the James Clear idea of identity-based habits. He says, if you want to go make a real change, then don't start with goals. Start with who you believe you are, right? Become the kind of person who fill in the blank.
Absolutely. It's what a powerful idea. What a brilliant move. And it makes sense. But here's what we've noticed. Those kinds of insights from James and Brene and Tony, like
you're on a first name basis.
Well, we are now, of course. Like you didn't get the phone call? I'm sorry.
I didn't.
I'll 3-way you in next time. But like these folks, they truly show you a gap. And I do believe it. I think that you hear it and you feel that deeply and you think, yeah, that's exactly what I want. And, that's the person that I want to be.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, you see them on the other side sort of waving at you like, come on over. And for a second, you believe it's possible, but then you stall, or you don't move, or you can't complete the thing, or you try for a week and then you fall off. It just seems like it doesn't work sometimes.
Sure. But again, that is where coin comes in, because those ideas, they are brilliant and they are solid and they are of huge value. But oftentimes they don't give you the actual infrastructure to truly close that gap. I'd say that coin does.
Exactly. So let's say that you want to become someone who moves their body regularly. Like that sounds good, like real aspirational and super professionally worded, by the way.
Yeah, but that's the version you write on a sticky note, right? Like not the one you mutter after 3 days of like just laying on the couch, like being a potato the whole time. Like you're thinking, you know what, I should probably move.
Exactly. But Coin says slow down, confirm it. What's actually going on here? Like ask yourself, like, where did these patterns come from? Or why have I struggled with this so much? And what do I believe about people who move or exercise? Like those feel like heavy questions for such a small thing, but they're really important.
Sure, and to your point, it's not surface level stuff. I mean, I've been told my body isn't built for movement, or I grew up with fitness being punishment. Like those are big. Or even just, I've failed before and I don't trust myself anymore. Those have gravity.
Yeah, but that's confirmation.
Sure.
You're telling the truth. Like you're seeing yourself clearly. There's no spin on it, and there's no shame. You're just being real and honest.
Well, and then comes the ownership piece, right? Like, yeah, those are part of my story. That is in my background. Those are things that I have heard before. These are the things that I have put into practice because that's what's been told to me. And I've repeated them, and that has been my practice, and I've lived that, and I've just found myself in that rut that we talked about before. But again, those don't have to keep running the show. Those don't have to lead the way.
Yeah, because you can also own your desire to change. Like I want to get active because I want to feel better. Not because somebody told me to, but because I know it's mine to reclaim. I mean, I think it's really important to notice that. Like you're taking ownership, but you're recognizing what you confirmed before. And you're going against that and saying like, no, this is mine.
And even as it's difficult or as it's uncomfortable, that growth through discomfort, like that truly is that empowerment. That is where the real motivation starts, and that real traction to get the next few steps. It says, I don't know, this is mine to carry. This is mine and I'm in charge.
And now you get to be intentional and not the all or nothing kind. The simple, the doable kind, like what can I do today?
Well, that's fair. Like if movement to feel better is the intentional piece, then maybe I'll stretch for 5 minutes. When? Like, I don't know, maybe after you brush your teeth. It doesn't matter. You get to do that for yourself. This is your intentionality. Or text a friend and say, hey, hold me to a 10-minute walk tomorrow. Like if you've got somebody that can support you that way, have them check in. And every 30 minutes, every hour, or every 5 minutes, whatever you need to hold you to that intentionality, remember it's yours. You have the ownership in this. And so you get to drive this.
Yeah, it's not flashy. It's not like a grandstanding heroism, but it is heroic. It's because it's honest and because it's yours.
Yeah, and that is how coin works. I dare say that it honors the wisdom that like gets your attention, like the thing that comes to the forefront of your mind that hits you authentically. That gives you your path to truly move forward with it.
Yeah, and without coin, those big ideas, they kind of stay out of reach, because with coin, they become a series of small, clear steps. They're your steps, and you've thought through them. But without coin, it just looks like a big mess of I've got to do a bunch of I don't know what.
Yeah, and with that, you're not simply just hearing the truths and the wisdom and the brilliance of, again, whether it's Brene or Tony or whoever these thought leaders may be. It's not that you're simply just hearing those things, but now you're able to process how to, and you get to live and apply those realities and those truths and that brilliance on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah. So if you've ever felt like that you were trying to change something in your life, like a habit or a relationship or a mindset, and you just couldn't get traction, let me say this clearly. You probably weren't failing. You really just didn't know what the next step was.
And look, I would say that's where like most every one of us gets stuck. It's not because we don't want it bad enough or our motivation and desires are lacking, but I think it's because we haven't done the coin work yet. Like, that's what this whole conversation really is about.
Yeah, and we've been there. Like,
Sure.
we've started things and fizzled out.
Certainly.
I mean, we've followed great advice from different thought leaders and programs, and it still felt off. And what felt off was our connection to it, to do that deep work. But,
Sure.
because every time we slowed down and we would actually confirm the truth and own it and move with a real intention, something did shift. Like I would say always.
Yeah. So I would say wherever you are right now, well, then that's where you start. You don't have to go back to some beginning. You don't have to reload to something before. You just simply have to re-enter this coin process. But enter it honestly, enter it gently and with forgiveness, and enter it with your own voice, who you are authentically.
Yeah, and you don't have to do it alone. Like, we're here.
Sure.
A coin community is here. And if this conversation spoke to you, like, we'd love to know about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Find us on socials. Search Coin Your Life. Like, shoot us a message. Tell us what part of coin you're in right now, or what pieces you're wrestling with even.
Yeah, and look, if this episode hit home, we hope that you'll share it, or text it to a friend, or drop it in your group chat, and give somebody the opportunity to hear it.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to keep showing up. We're going to keep coining. We're going to keep telling our truth. And look, we're so glad that you chose to hang out with us today. We truly appreciate you and glad that you're here.
I dig it.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to check out coinyourlife.com and find us on social media.